Welcome to Turn the Page Tuesdays, where book journaling meets caffeinated chaos.
I'm Kasie, the one who's probably spilling her coffee on her notebook.
And I'm Rachel, the one trying to keep it together.
Each week, we bring you weekly tips and sips, let you snoop inside our journals, and take you on wild bookish adventures.
So grab your coffee, crack open your journal, and let's turn the page before Kasie spills something again.
Friends, I'm in New York. That's right. I'm at my mom's house. She's got a farm and she's got lots of horses. You can go to @TheCaseCat now if you want to see where I'm at and what I'm doing. All right, it is time for the May wrap-up. Now, being that I am in New York and not Florida, I did not have my physical books to talk to you about my wrap-up, but let's just go check it out on my Goodreads, shall we? Ledger, Poems by Jane Hirshfield. I gave that 4 stars. I enjoyed it. It definitely was thought-provoking. I really enjoyed some of the poems with meter. I actually would recommend this one. She does a new form of poetry in the form of essay. I also enjoyed all of her vocabulary words and how everything was very visual. The next book was an audiobook, and thank you, Mr. Sedaris, 5 stars plus. Barrel Fever might be my favorite Sedaris yet. Of course, it's performed by David Sedaris and Amy Sedaris. It's only 3 hours long, but it contains more insanity, discomfort, humor, and emotional whiplash than other books 3 times its size. And some of these quotes were hilarious. Like, if you're looking for sympathy, you'll find it between shite and syphilis in the dictionary. I don't want to swear because it's going to be on Instagram, I'm sure, at some point. Then I also did Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk. I did that also as an audiobook, and oh my stars, I did a what the book about that. 3 hours. Then I realized that we had an amazing artist, so I had to go buy the physical book. So I'll report more since I'm now going to also read the physical book because I missed all the artwork, and you know how much I love the artwork. Squirrel Seeks Chipmunk, absolutely unhinged brilliance. I actually kind of want this to be a puppet show. I just think this should be, Mr. Sedaris, if you're listening, bust out the puppets. This one needs to be a puppet show. I've been reading a lot of T. King Fisher, but that's just a pen name for Ursula Vernon. And I just did a little bit more research and a deep dive with this author. She's with Argyle Productions, and they are really strong with our LGBTQ community, and they have a lot of great for the furries. If you know what I'm talking about, go to Argyle Productions because they have all the reads for you. And I love you guys. All right, so let's talk about, I picked up the book It Made Sense at the Time, Selected Sketches by Ursula Vernon. 5 stars plus. She is an illustrator, and she does her own children's books. And I just wanted to know more about her and her art. I came across this on a deep dive online, couldn't find it anywhere, then just went to the source or Argyle Productions, and I snatched what I believe is the last copy of this gem. I wish I had this book in my art room. As an art teacher, I think I would have read this book a little bit throughout the year to my middle school classes because there is a lot of inspirational information. Okay, there's teachers. You need this book in your life. If you are of middle school, high school, and even higher levels than that, or private, get this book in your life. It is life-changing. I was so inspired. I was ready to just create all kinds of art. So this will be my go-to book every month to draw even more inspiration. Thank you, Ursula. I love all your drawing sketches and all your little creatures. They are fantastic. Heaven's Rivers, book number 4 in the Bobiverse. This is an audiobook. I've only got one more to go. Ray Porter, love you so much. Okay, he was the narrator. And Dennis E. Taylor. This one is 4.5 stars. So Heaven's River leans harder into sci-fi culture than any of the previous books. It has, for me, a bigger point of view where we're not all over the damn universe. We're actually in one space trying to solve some issues. And this one is very Star Trek forward. I've said this before because you have to have some knowledge of sci-fi and specifically Star Trek because we're all over the place with this. I also love that we had a D&D group mixed into this. It really, really was fun. My favorite quotes. It's called Delegation or Laziness. Don't stick your limbs in the crushy, grindy place. I'm not saying this is a bad idea. I'm just saying it's a terrible one. We need to get a bigger, everything. I'm delegating this problem to future me. I miss having a body, mostly for snacks. It's smart, it's nerdy, it's full of big ideas, and this one really worked for me. So I can't wait to hear number 5, but I'm also kind of sad because then it's over. All right, then we move on to the Unselected Journals of Emma M. Lyons, Volume 5. I am chomping at the bit to get to 6, 7, and 8 so I can go online and subscribe to Beth Brower's Gazette of St. Crispin. If you are in the series, you know what I'm talking about. This one was completely enchanting. 5 somehow continues just to get better and better and better. Agnes's birthday and the fairy cakes. I really love the fairy cakes. I've always called my birthday cake the fairy cake. It's just such an old terminology, old vocabulary. It is also the introduction to the Gazette that I just mentioned, where the stories kind of just keep on continuing while we wait for 9, 10, 11, and 12, which are in the process of being written. Every scene felt alive. Now, I can't tell you anymore because Rachel and I will be giving you the volumes 5 through 8 deep dive like we did for 1 through 4. So if you haven't seen that, get to there. They then moved to another book, physical book called Journey to Rainya. Now, this one has so much potential. This is by Danielle. I gave it 3 stars. It would be a 4-star, 5-star if we can just get this to a publisher. So friends, I love my independent authors and independent publishers, and you can always find a gem. This is a gem just waiting to happen. Listen to me, publishers that are out there. If you just pick this book up, you can just read it. And I think you can go either way. We can either take it to the super spicy side of young adults, or we can actually go the other way and make this for younger audiences as a chapter book. That's just completely up to you and whatever the demographics are. But the lore, the world building, the storytelling, the magic, and the romance, it was sweet. It was just so beautiful. I really think that you would enjoy this. The imagery. Once I got into the second chapter, I honestly was hooked. But this author needs a professional publisher and editor and the literary agent. So Danielle Wicks, can you please get on that and somebody get in touch with her? Another one, In Search of Warm Breathing Things by Katherine Gekker. Katherine, 5 stars, my love. Raw, reflective, and deeply human. This was back in 2019, and I found this at the Friends of Safety Harbor Library, and I'm glad that I found it. By the 3rd page, I was hooked. The poem Sweet Chocolate just did something to me. The quote is, if I'm smiling the next time you see me, you know what happened. But we're not just into that. We're also into all kinds of other deep poetry. Her words made me want to paint, to create, and to just feel more deeply. The poem Rutting Fall, it just hurt my heart in a way that continues to linger. Just make no mistake, this is both beauty and the not so beautiful. It reflects on real life and all of its fragility. It is intense, and you're going to want to let this one settle. But guys, this one is a gem. Choose Your Own Adventure, The Cave of Time. I am in the retro box re-release of Choose Your Own Adventure. Now, I gave this one 4 stars. It's a nostalgic adventure that never gets old. Revisiting the Cave of Time as an adult felt like unlocking a time portal that I didn't know I needed. It brought me back to my childhood. My favorite part about reading this is I was with Rachel and one of my other girlfriends at a coffee shop, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, hey guys, are we doing this or this? Are we doing this or this? Are we doing this or this? And I could read this book over and over and over again. Ridge of Betrayal by Tessie Braun. 4 stars for the fans of the thriller genre. Not my genre, but I read it. This was an arc, and we are very honored to have been selected. Rachel and I each read it. You can go read our reviews. We both have a different point of view on this. It is definitely a thriller, and it has some horror in it, and a lot of psychological thriller stuff. So if this is what you're into, then you need to pick it up. And finally, I'm not sure if this wound up in the last month's wrap-up or if I'm supposed to do it for this month's wrap-up because I ended it on May 1st, but I probably ended it on midnight of the night before. But I'm just going to say again, 5 stars plus for The Faraway in by Beth Durst. Of course, it's magical. It's pure escapist joy. It won me over. No notes. Okay, well, I got a lot of notes because I just loved Calissa. She's such a fun, energetic character. Nothing phases her. She's like, gotta get up, do the thing. Steve, the winged iguana. Later, you find out he's actually a dragon. Melidor is my favorite character for Halloween. I've already said this in another video. I'm dressing up as her, and I'm going to lay down in puddles, and I'm going to talk to worms. I am. I just might do that every day because I feel like it. Warm, magical, full of heart, the kind of book that you sink into, but you didn't want to leave. I didn't want this to end. Bed and breakfast is a nexus of realms that you had to hurt in order to save. It's like that sometimes. Sugar is a balm for the wounded soul. Oh, yes, give me cake. It makes me feel better. All these quotes are fabulous. Crunchy is just incomplete peanut butter. Guys, let that sink in. Crunchy is incomplete peanut butter. It's true, though. It really is true. Unlock yourself, and you'll unlock the magic within. The customer is always right in matters of taste. You build what you want to build, offer it as widely as you can to whoever you think will appreciate it. And if other people like it or they don't like it, that's on them, not you. That's been my mantra for many, many years. And that's how sometimes I feel about these videos in our podcast. I think Rachel and I are pretty super cool. You got 2 teachers doing the thing, bringing you all kinds of bookish stuff, and our new website just launched, so go check that out. It's going through a couple more changes. I think you're going to like it. And yeah, well, that's the ink, and that is my May wrap up. It's the Spilled Ink and Coffee Show, your favorite bookish podcast.